You know I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it a back day. Yeah, I got game, got in a fan way. We the city of the champs, every sport we play. Spit wetter than the harbor, yeah, I'm flowing like the Charles. I be speeding on this beat, call it Turnpike Miles. Yeah, it's Boo signing on, John to the Hancock, and I'm always key, I'm ready.
Welcome back, everyone, to the newest edition of Once a Week. I'm Billy Gianlutis, and truthfully, guys, we're pulling a bit of an audible today. We had a very special guest interview planned for you, but at the very last second, they couldn't make it. So just like anything in life, when plans don't go as you thought they would, you pivot. There's no sense in getting upset or stressed out about a thing that at first doesn't seem to move in your favor. You pivot and you move forward in a direction that fits the moment that you're in. And for today, that's exactly what we're going to be focusing on. But before we dive into it, I appreciate you guys so much for being here. If you haven't subscribed to Once a Week yet on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss a message that's coming at you every single Sunday. Because it might be exactly what you need to hear to help you in that situation that you're going through, or that problem that you're trying to solve, or even that project that you're trying to create. I thank you for it. But as for today, the steps forward in the direction that we want to move in. As much as plans might not go our way and we need to pivot, with any area of life that we're trying to make progress in, we need to be able to take calculated steps forward. And what that means is that we need to become strategic with our approaches. If you take a look at any person that you've looked up to in the past, someone that inspired you to become greater, you'll see that they had taken strategic steps to bridge the gap between where they were and where they wanted to be. Calculated steps that fit them. Calculated steps that allows them to create distance. And then over time, allow them to become the person that you look up to now. But regardless of who that person is for you, they are no different than you. We are all individuals wholeheartedly. There is no other person on this earth with your specific skills, your characteristics, and your goals. But with the systems that are in place to help us in life, to help us live, we need to be able to look at those systems and see how they can work for us. We need to take that step back, as we always say here on Once a Week, and see situations for what they are. Then we can see the best route to take to create the most distance with each step that we take. That's strategic movement, and that's calculated steps. I can look at it from a coach's perspective and how I bring different strategies to people that help them create the growth or improvement that they so seek. But what about a salesman's perspective? Because a salesman needs to become strategic with his approaches to potential customers. Or even an athlete. An athlete needs to become strategic in how they train. For anything in life, we need to be able to see the power of a calculated step forward. But just like today, and how it all works together, what happens when we have to pivot? When the step that you anticipated on taking doesn't work out the way that you planned? Like an abrupt scheduling change right before showtime. Life is never without its curveballs, right? But the more that we become in tune with ourselves, more in tune with our goals and who we are becoming in the entire process, we grow our emotional control. We see things from a higher vantage point. And then, when situations don't pan out the way that we anticipated, you see the opportunity for what it is and a chance for you to pivot and see your own strength to rise to the occasion. It doesn't ruin your day. It creates further growth in you moving forward because you didn't let that situation hinder you. You pivoted and continued your action. Your calculated step falls right back into place. Your strategy to bridge the gap aligns again, in a new way. That's strength. That's personal power. That's you being in control of yourself and not needing to control everything around you. And that is what allows you to create the most progress in all areas. Self, but also external goals as well. You see your own ability to rise when the time comes. In the settings that we talked about before, for an athlete, we know that creates a champion. For a salesman, that creates a successful sale. For someone that inspires you, that's what hits home in you. And you specifically, that's your own success story. We need to become strategic in our steps forward so we can grow ourselves, our emotional control, so we can move forward with momentum, move forward with energy, strategically creating progress in the direction that we want to move in. As a person who has needed to do this process numerous times, and then as a coach who helps people do this every day, when you can move forward in that level, guys, get ready, because nothing is stopping you from that point onward. When you can pivot successfully and move forward, nothing stops you. I'm amped off of that. As much as we needed to pivot with once a week today, this is the message that needed to be posted. And maybe it was you that needed to hear it, to spark the calculated steps to create the most progress for you, to help you see the growth in emotional control when things don't go the way that you planned. Because when you really get down to it, when you dive into it, everything is always unfolding just as it should. Trust that. I'm going to close this message off with that, because we all need to become strategic with the steps that we choose to take. If there are so many people that you can look up to because of their success story, to me, that means that your own success story is being written. And you pick the pen up to write with each calculated strategic step that you take. So to quote a once a week video from years ago, it's time to get to stepping. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit that like button below, that thumbs up button, and share this message to someone who you feel needs to hear it, someone that I can spark. And please subscribe to Once a Week if you haven't already. And if you or anyone you know is in need of a life coach, someone to help you take the calculated steps forward that we just discussed, guys, head to BillyGLifeCoaching.com and set up a free strategy call with me. And I'm going to be right there for you. I want to be in your corner for this. And then lastly, June 23rd in Mansfield, Massachusetts, we have round 2 of For You 22, a self-improvement seminar that brings you all the tools necessary to turn the rest of this year into your best year. You can find the ticket link in the bio. And guys, I hope I see you there, because that in itself is a calculated step forward for yourself. Grab your tickets. Until next week, guys.
You know I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it back there, yeah.